Agent Chromium is about to begin round one. The game comes with this quick reference guide that helps us through a round of play. We started the refresh phase. We've got nothing to do here on round one. Normally during the next stage you're promoting one of your team. If you've got more than one agent, you're promoting one of your team to Agent Alpha. They become like the team leader for this round. This player gets given the Alpha Agent token, which you can flip when it's the alien turn. Well, let's skip right to the first action of the game. We're heading into the battle phase and movement. Our movement is given as 4. We move 1 hex at a time, that's up to 4 hexes. We've got to keep on our line of sight. If any of these signals enter our line of sight whilst we're moving, then they will get revealed. And as it goes, we're blocked off by this little bit of terrain here up on this one. But if we started over here, then right from the get-go you would reveal this signal. I'm starting down here because I'm going to head towards this teleport point here. I'm going to try and take this guy out and then perhaps move up through the centre. That's what I'm going to try and do. I mean, another strategy would be to do a flanking movement up around here and grab the weapons first, but I think we're going to try and go for some quick and easy games first. So let's move 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move across here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay away from these half hexes. These teleport points don't block line of sight, so I've now got line of sight on this spine critter up here. During your turn you can do a movement, an action and a combat. So let's go straight to the combat. Let's fire our weapon up at this spine critter. This is our rifle. It has range 3, that's the most important thing. It says I can discard 1 ammo to deal area damage. I don't want to do that. Area damage is good if you're trying to take out more than one alien in one area. And we're learning some terminology already. These are individual hexes, these 4 hexes that we moved, but each one of these larger hexes surrounded by a white line and this little sight here that marks the centre hex, this is an area. Okay? I've had range 3. And when you count ranges, it's not numbers of hexes, it's numbers of areas. Okay? If something's adjacent to you, then that's range 0. This would be range 1 because we're not adjacent, alright? So that's range 0, that's range 1, alright? Next thing up. We're not adjacent, we're in the same area. From further distances, what you do is you count the number of white lines that you're going to cross. So from here to here is also range 1. We're crossing 1 white line. If this alien were to move back here, that would be range 2 from here, right? 1, 2, we're crossing 2 white lines. We're up here, that's range 3. It's pretty simple. The number of large area hexes we have to shoot across is the range. Line of sight, these lines block line of sight. They're like hills here, as do these little terrain tiles here. The yellow hashings around these things, they don't block line of sight. They're like low level items, if you like, flat on the ground. The other thing we're doing here is there's an optional rule. See this little cutout here? This shows you which way this guy is facing. You can play without facing if you want, so imagine he's got a 360 degree view on things. But with facing in, let's say I'm facing this way up here, then my field of view is bounded by these. Okay, so it's the front 3 hexes. I'm facing this way right now, so my field of view takes me this way and this way, all these parts of the board. So it's only this lot here behind me that's out of my field of view, not out of my line of sight. Remember, my objective too, let's not lose sight of that, is to try and move up to these teleport points. Use an action. Remember, we can move, combat, take an action. One of your actions can be to take out one of these teleport points, but we'll look at actions in a moment. For now though, we are firing our weapon, and it uses 3 red dice. See the symbols? 3 red. Dice are either red or blue, so we want to take 3 of these. And we'll give them a roll. Okay, we've got this, this, and this. That's a good roll. Each one of these little explosion symbols, this is a hit. We've got 3 hits here. We've also got 2 of these lightning bolts. Those lightning bolts might mean something extra. So for our rifle, each lightning bolt says -1 defense dice. The enemy is going to roll 1 blue defense die for every hit you get. So that would have been 3 blue defense die, but given that there's 2 lightning bolts here, we take away 2. The other symbol you see here is the exclamation mark in the triangle. This means my weapon is jammed. So after the attack, not until after the attack, I can't use my weapon again. We'll place this token here to show this. Until I use an action to unjam the weapon. Okay, let's roll the dice for the spine critter. He's got 1 shield. A shield is going to cancel out 1 hit. That leaves 2 hits remaining. Okay, I had 3 hits. Take away 1 because of the shield. The spine critter is going to take 2 wounds. We've got these double-sided wound tokens. Now you can take up to 3 before he dies. Look at the symbol on the card of the spine critter. Okay. All this stuff here is specials about when they're attacking. He doesn't have any armour, so this symbol here represents the fact he has no armour. Right, so he's going to take 2 wounds. Since there could be multiple spine critters on the board, I'm not going to put it on the card though, I'm going to place it next to his miniature over here. Remember, you can move, combat, action, those 3 things. You can do them in any order. Actions might be using some of your abilities, like your tactics here. A skill, a device. Some scenarios have the searchable areas, and you can use your action to search a searchable area. Unfortunately, I can't use my action to unjam my weapon, because an unjam action requires not just your action, but also your combat or your movement. I could throw my flash grenade. This doesn't count as a weapon, it's a device. So I could throw this with my action, so I can fire off my weapon and throw my grenade. Unfortunately, it only has a range of 2. So we'll skip right into the alien's turn. And we'll start by drawing a close encounter card. We have Troop Assault, number 3, activates all green aliens. Which means our spine critter here is going to activate. So let's activate this guy. All we need is his AI card. And we start at the top and we work down. So if he's adjacent, we do this bit. He isn't adjacent to an agent, so we move down. These are the ranges. So this range 1, again it's measured in areas. If there's an agent within range 1, he'll do that. There isn't, so we move down to the final bit. It says move up to 2 areas toward the most wounded agent. So 2 areas. Aliens move from centre point to centre point. So 2 areas, we can go this way or this way, doesn't matter. Let's go here and here. He was now free to move to any hex that pushes him adjacent to an agent. If I'd moved up here, this guy could now move in adjacent. Alright, and that'll do it for this close encounter. We'll just create ourselves a Discord pile here, and now we draw an event. Okay, this was interesting because it's a weather effect. The weather effect stays in play until a new weather effect comes in. Alright, so we're going to keep this face up on display. Our movement's reduced by 1 because of the bad weather. But from this point on now we execute these effects. All signals move 1 area toward the closest agent. Remember our signals. These represent the signal of an alien that exists. We can't see it, but it does exist and it's out there. This one's easy. This one's going to move. They move like aliens, right? Centre point to centre point, area-wise. This one's a little bit more tricky because there's an alien already here. Normally what would happen if a line of sight is moving to an area that's center hex is occupied is you're free to kind of move that wherever you want. You'll just move to another hex. But in this instance it's going to be simpler because it's going to move towards this center point and move in here, and as immediately a signal is in line of sight, it doesn't matter whether it's because I'm moving or the signal's moving, its movement ends and it's revealed. So we flip it over, we see it's an alien, and now we've got to figure out which alien it is. If it was a human, we just remove it with no effect. As it's an alien, we're going to remove it and put it over here, like create a little discard pile. Then we're going to draw an alien card, and it shows us that it's a green Xenobeta. So we've got a blue, and now we've got a green Xenobeta. It's going to be standing here, which isn't good news because that's where we were headed. But we can use our reaction ability now, I think, which says we have the guard. Once per round, perform an attack against a just moved or revealed alien. So that means we can use our weapon. Unfortunately, our rifle's jammed, so we're going to have to use our sidearm, the Eagle. So that's 2 blue dice. It's got a range of 2. It actually says if the range is 1 or less, we get +1 hit dice. We get an extra blue dice. Yes, because this is a short range. Yeah, it's only range 1. Let's go. We got a skull, a shield, and a hit. Skull's a miss and can't be re-rolled by any abilities. The shield, that's always a miss when you're rolling it as an attack die. And then we got 1 hit and a weapon jam. So I'm not having much luck with our weapons here. But I guess it kind of means, you know, you have to stop, reload, fix your weapon up before you can continue. We've got 1 hit. The Xenobeta, yeah, this green one has no armour. It's got 4 health. If he rolls a lightning bolt with his dice, then he has his regenerate, which gives him a heal. Okay, so he's going to get 1. We got 1 hit. He's going to roll 1 blue die, and it's a shield, so it does nothing. Okay, that's a shame. Let's go back to our weather event. The final thing says if the number of agents in play is less than the number of players, then we would, depending on the number of players in the game, we would teleport X number of signals. Okay, so this is going to have no effect. We've got 3 aliens in play and only 1 player. Right then guys, we'll keep this down here I think, because this is a constant weather effect. And that will signal the end of the round.